this 120 ohm resistor, and this got 120 ohm resistor in it. When they're connected up, it should drop down to 60 ohms, which you can see on this, and you can see on this. Everything is fine. All right, morning guys, back in. It's Wednesday. We've got a few more bits to get done. The TVR literally needs the top of the dash putting back in. We've got to look at the immobiliser on this Sunbeam, find out how we're going to get around that one. Got the C3 Picasso Auto. We need to get a bit of time on that one. And we've got another 4 coming in today. But I think we're getting fairly clear. So let's get into the day. Let's find out what we've got coming in. I think we've got battery drain. Barney's going to have a go at doing that one on his own, start to finish. Obviously, we'll be pushing him along that, showing him the ropes. But yeah, the main thing is he wants to start it, see if he knows what he's doing. So yeah, he done one last week on a Range Rover, so it could be the same. So right, let's get into the week, see what we can do. Adding this hand mic come in. Customer says if he leaves it for 2 or 3 months, sometimes it don't start. He's never sure what it's going to start, but they literally leave it months at a time. Which modern cars are not designed to do anyway. So I said, well, he said, well, we had an older one of these, one with less computers on it, and that never used to muck about. So I said, well, let's get it in, let's check it, see exactly how much it's got on there. And so this one, Barney wanted to have a go through, so we let him run with it, and yeah, let's see what we found. So what'd you find on this one then, Pablo?
Right, so we put the amp meter on there, and it was drawing 70 milliamps. So we had a look for a tracker. Looked under, you could see it from under the driver's side. You see some aftermarket wiring they had drawn out from the loom that runs to the OBD port. So I had a look up, I took the side panel out, and you could see it, the wiring just going on top of the instrument cluster. So I pulled all that out, and there was the aftermarket tracker in there.
Cool.
So when it was unplugged, it went down to about 3 to 40 milliamps. So there was still another draw on it. So I had a look through, couldn't find any more aftermarket wiring, maybe another tracker that had been in there previously. There was none of that. So we got the amp pound out, and I checked all the fuses individually, and there was nothing until we get to the inside fuse board, and there was a weird little clip on top of one of the fuses. And when we pulled it out, it went down, and it went back down to 10 milliamps, that's the perfect number. Then we plugged it straight back in, and it went straight back up. Comes to find out, after reading through the owner's manual, that these come with a storage fuse. So when they're in storage, this gets unplugged, so there's no drain on the car at all. And then as soon as they get taken to the dealer, they plug it back in, and then it fires up all the internal modules for it to go back out to a customer. So
that's actually a design thing to be used for, yeah?
Yeah, it comes out of the factory like that. So customer said it was going dead after 2-3 months, which would make sense because
they're not designed to.
Yeah, you're not designed to leave it. You've got to take it out every couple of weeks. If you're just going to leave it, take it for a blast, make sure the battery's charging up, and it'll be fine. But yeah, so they come from factory with a storage fuse, which was a first.
So really, if they know they're going to park it up, they can use it. They can literally pull that fuse out, leave it all, lock it all. If you checked, it locks with that fuse out.
Yeah, as soon as you take it, you can unplug that fuse and lock the car off.
And still lock the car, everything's good. So if you know you're going to leave it.
You've got to unplug that fuse. If you're going to leave it for more than a couple of weeks, definitely unplug the fuse before you do that.
Right, show us that fuse.
So this is the storage fuse. So when they come to the dealer from the factory, they're unplugged like that, and as soon as they sell it and before they give it to the customer, they push it in, and it fires up all the internal modules ready to go.
And that must be that must be used for the customer as well, because they wouldn't design it as good as that. They'd just put a fuse in there, wouldn't they? And tell on your PDI sheet you'd have it that you've done that. So for them to make that as easy as that to pull out and that to push back in, that must be designed to do it.
They must tell you,
which I've never seen before on any car.
Well, yeah, if you buy it brand new, they must tell you that it's there. And
yeah, well, they do have the car in transit mode. A lot of them are programmed like it. So yeah, a lot of things are turned off, and when you go in, you program it in to to non-transit mode. So yeah, so it looks like it's quite it must be a bit of an issue on these for them to even design something like that, or they must know that this is the type of car that will sit around. So yeah, we'll advise the customer if he's leaving it any longer. It will last a lot longer now. Taking the tracker out of it anyway. But if he still plays about, he'll have to pull that out if he knows he's going to leave it for a month. But at least he can lock it, unlock it, get back in, clip that in, and he's done. So yeah, right. You done it on your own, didn't you?
I know.
See, genius. Good training. Right, so that's us done for the day. Barney's done the Micra. That's all good. We had a Citroen in with an airbag light and an ESP light on, and that needs a complete stalk unit, but it's got flappy paddles and everything, and that's about £700 and a couple of week wait. And he's back for Saturday, so we've had to put that one back together. He's taking that. We had the Fabia back in with the ABS fault. The near side front wheel is about 10 mile an hour slower than the rest when it's cold. As soon as it warms up, something must be getting closer to the sensor or whatever, or the sensor's changing. So we tried the sensor in it and it's still the same. But yeah, when it warms up, the speeds come in line. So something's obviously heat related. So we're going to look into that one tomorrow. What else did we have in? Oh yeah, so we had a Vivaro in with an alarm fault. That's going off only outside his house. He parks it anywhere else. He works at a fire station. If he parks it there all night long, no problems. Parks it outside work, no problem. Parks it outside his house, it goes off. So we've managed to disable that one for him. Also add in a late traffic. That had come in from another garage. Said the cooling fan weren't working. Run through it, activated them, they were all fine. Run it up to temperature, all works. Phoned him up. So it weren't working. I don't know. So yeah, don't know what's going on with that one. So they're swapping that over with a transit with a steering angle. That's coming in the morning. So yeah, not a bad end to the day. And then we'll let you know sort of what's going on in the morning. Right, so we are back. We have got so this Citroen, we've had somebody come in yesterday. He's interested in the channel. He's Bournemouth gearboxes. I think he's Faversham transmissions as well. He's on TikTok. Go and check him out. Speaking to him about that, and spoke to a couple of master techs as well. And they're saying if the clutch is worn at all, the chance of recalibrating it are very, very low. The gearbox fella, has even had it where he's fitted a new clutch in it from independent suppliers. And they send you a manual clutch through, and they're actually a thinner clutch, and they'll never calibrate up, even from brand new. So people are fitting them, fitting new actuators, never getting it working because they haven't ordered a genuine thicker clutch, which is, you know, the right size. So we're going to give that back to the dealer. They can make decisions on it. You can get into thousands on them, and it's still not be right. So we normally turn them away, but we said we'd have a look at that one for them, and yeah, definitely not one for us. So what else we got going on? So we've got this Clio 172 in. That's in for a mobiliser fault. It's got a intermittent key fault, but even when the key does activate and it turns the immobiliser off, it's not communicating with the engine ECU. So we've done quite a few of these back in the day. So yeah, I'm going to run through that one a bit later on. Got the Sunbeam in. Just got to work out what we're going to do with the alarm on this. So it's a pretty old loom in there, and yeah, I'd like to do a nice neat bypass on that. It's not just cutting the alarm out. So yeah, but look at that. It's like massive V8. It's a tiny little car. But that goes some. Got this one in. What Barney's doing. That's the state of the original tow bar wiring, and it was pushed just down the side. Where was it?
Yeah, they run it down here.
Just down the side there. Rubbing across the actual engine metal. It wasn't put up for a grommet or anything. Literally just tucked between two bits, and that engine moves. So yeah, that whole tray will move as it goes down the road. So it was rubbing down the side. He's also got some aftermarket fuses in here, and yeah, it's a mess up there. So yeah, we've got some nice sealed blade fuse holders to go in there. They'll be cut out, they'll be done nice. So all right, let's get into the day and see how we go. Right, so we're going to show Barney how to splice into a wire. This obviously when you're fitting tow bars, most people fit Scotch lock on there, but we do splice into the middle. We're going to run solder splices, not crimped. We will use amalgamating tape on it. Really, you're meant to use heat shrink, but that means cutting it and actually trying to join 3 wires together, which don't make it as neat. So yeah, this is the way we do it. So what you do, what we end up doing, put 1 clip in it, and then a bit further down, do it again. So you've actually got 2 little nicks in it. Slide a blade down the edge. Whoa, without cutting yourself to bits. Pull that bit off. There you got that. And then you open it up halfway. Make a loop. See through the loop. And then close the loop up and twist that round. See, that wire won't normally twist because it's on there. And that you can just solder, amalgamating tape around it. Job's a carrot.
I wasn't far off.
No, but little tricks like that we'll teach you how to do it. I'll show you. In fact, strip that one down. I'll go and get a splice connection. I'll show you that. Right, the other way you can do it is a splice connection. So if you've stripped it back like that, you literally have the 2 of them together, and you get a little joiner. Put them over the pair of them, and apparently you don't twist them. You do have them all straight. That's what the pros do. Stick it on there. This is what you normally find in like middle of motorcycle looms, where they join a couple of wires together.
That actually doesn't look too bad.
It's good. It's quite a good system.
Yeah.
And it's neat. You've got no heat. There you go. So that is how proper splices do it. But yeah, I think on an old one what's quite exposed like that one, I think we will solder it. But yeah, you can do them, and they're quite neat. So right, let's see how it looks when he does the transporter, eh? Right, so we had the Sunbeam Alpine. Check the immobiliser and the alarm out on that. Like I say, it has been wired in when the loom was made, so it's not as easy as just sorting out, removing an aftermarket one. But to be honest with you, it's quite a cheap alarm. If it would have been a bit dearer, a bit better quality, would have probably worked out a bit quicker. But nobody really fits these, so yeah, not a lot of information out there. So we had to just work our way through it. So we found it, done it, started it up, started on the button, and then we see this. I was like, it's just splattered up all over there. But these are actually little shells. So yeah, so there's some sort of shells or something that, I don't know, something's been carrying them up as exhaust and eating them, or they've been falling off a tree and landing in his exhaust. I can't see it, but yeah. So never seen that before. But yeah, so it's up and running, alarm's out, so that one can go next week. We're going to get on with a Clio in a minute. Let's go and see what old Barnacus is up to. What you doing?
I'm trying to put a fuse in this, but the terminals are very stiff.
I bet you wish you put them in there before, didn't you?
Yeah, it would have been a lot easier. But it's all cleaned up now. And that's it broken. It's all cleaned. No.
What have you actually done on it then?
Dodgy terminal, taking the terminals out.
What, them fuse holders, yeah?
And put the fuse holders in. It had all connection blocks, and they're no good, so we took them out and put these in. Controls a cigarette lighter, and this one
Goes down to that other unit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes all the way underneath.
But it's all soldered now, no chocolate blocks.
Yeah.
No cheap fuse holders. Right. Looks a bit better, doesn't it? How'd you go with the tow bar on it?
Yeah, very good. So obviously they'd run it through this little flap here.
Yeah.
but the engine vibrates, and it vibrates this flat with it, and because it's right on metal on metal, and just a wire in between,
That's what it was catching.
it was just rubbing through that. So I put that on, and then found a suitable spot inside where I could drill through something that wasn't going to vibrate all the time and rub through the wire. So we've drilled it in over there, put a grommet on it so it's not touching any metal.
Nice.
Pulled it up through, soldered them all in properly instead of them terminals, taped it all back up, earthed it out, and it's golden.
Lovely. What's that wire hanging down there?
Wire hanging down there.
That one was just laying across there for no reason.
Not clear. I think that's
Right, so
that's theirs already.
what we want to do is put a cable tie around them so they're not floating about, and then we'll call that done. Right, we're just checking out this Clio 172 Clio Sport. So let me show you what we got there. So this ECU down here, this is your body control module. So when we talk with a diagnostic tool, it talks down a K line. That's what talks to this. Where a diagnostic tool plugs into the diagnostic connector, talks down there down K line. But the CAN bus side of it, when you put your key in, key talks to the body control module, and then that talks to the engine down the CAN lines. At the moment, body control module is accepting the key. That is saying, yep, good key, and it's accepted. That should talk down the CAN lines and demobilize this. There's either an issue down there or this isn't powering up correctly. So when we want to check everything for the power, so your engine ECU has permanent live, so it's constantly turned on, and it's waiting for the switch for when you turn the ignition on. So as soon as you turn the ignition on, so pin 30, terminal 30, permanent live. Then once you've turned the ignition on, which is this switch live for a 5 amp fuse, that puts voltage down to there. Your body control has just seen that you've turned it on, so that accepts the key. If this turns on a few milliseconds later, it can miss the signal coming down and say it's demobilized. So it has to work in a certain sequence. You know, modern cars are really fast, but you know, it does need to see it within a second or so. So if for some reason we've got high resistance on this and it's turning on, turning the relay on, getting a bit of voltage down and it misses it, it will never turn on. Or if it's not turning on at all. So we're going to check the main live down. Then we're going to check that the switch live has come down to the ECU. If it accepts the switch, then it tells the ECU to earth out fuel pump relay and the engine control relay. So you've got live in. It's got permanent live to the engine control relay and to the fuel pump relay. So it's got permanent live to the switch, and then you get a switch earth from the ECU to turn that on. And again, it's not just about it turning on, it's got to turn on at a reasonable time. So we're going to check this is all turning on, which I'm pretty sure it is because I can hear it all buzzing up. But I have had it before where it's got low voltage on this wire, and when you turn it on, it buzzes up, but it hasn't actually powered up correctly. So yeah, we need to check all this lot through, see what we find on it, and yeah, see if it's anything to do with that. And if it does all power up correctly, powers up quick enough, we'll have to go back through the CAN lines and just make sure that when this does power up, yeah, make sure that body control is talking to this quick enough. If got any interruption in there, that could be an issue. So let's get this set up, see what we find. So yes, we've got a live, got a switch live. Load tested them, they're all okay. We checked it's turning the engine control relay on. When you're checking out CAN, easiest way, this 120 ohm resistor and this got 120 ohm resistor in it. When they're connected up, it should drop down to 60 ohms, which you can see on this and you can see on this. Everything is fine. So not really sure what's going on with that one. So yeah, we'll have a look at that on Monday once we spoke to the customer. The Fabia with the ABS fault, fella on YouTube had said he's had the wheel bearings pull out of them. They're not fitted with the correct tool. They don't sit in right. It pushes the clip out and the bearing comes away, leaves a big air gap. So we just had the sensor back out of it just to see if we could see anything, and it was full of crap. So we managed to scrape all that out. Hopefully that'll do it. If not, he's going to have it all stripped down. So I'm going to drive that one home tonight, see how we go with it. Yeah, that one's coming off the ramp. Just having a play with that. Yeah, this one will be going out on Monday. That's good. So I've had this Ford Transit in. That's come from another garage. I fitted a steering angle sensor on it, and it will not calibrate in. You have to drive it, and you have to drive it for 2 miles, and then 30 seconds after that with the wheel straight, and then it'll allow it to happen. We tried it and tried it and tried it. The customer said that the traction control light went off last night, and that shows that it's starting to do its calibration. But you still have to drive the 2 miles afterwards. If anyone knows how to do that, drop it in the comments, because yeah, we're struggling with that one. But what I did find is if you start off in a parking space and your wheels are turned, as you drive off, it already thinks that it's straight at 360 degrees and it doesn't like it. But if you start off dead straight, it sees it at 0 and then carries on and stays like it. The light goes off, but then I can't get the mileage up. So yeah, we're struggling with that one. So yeah, let's go and show you what we've got left in the yard. We've had a good clear out this week. We're starting down the end of the yard. We have got nothing. My Cougar sold. That 207 sold. Just waiting for them to come and pick that up. Barney's doing the brakes on my Mercedes tomorrow, and that's his car. So there is nothing left down here. That's the first time since I think we started the channel that's happened. So we got this Mercedes. That one is just waiting to dry out and have the can connection sorted out next week. This one, the repair company has found another ECU. They're going to get that in, get it repaired, or get it tested and send it down to us. This one's gone. Spoke to the customer. Got the Audi that needs to come back in next week at some point. And this S-Type, I'm waiting for a battery on it, but it's not really worth doing. You know, the battery outweighs the price of the car before we can even get it running, see what the running fault is. So I'm advising it's not the way to go. So yeah, we're pretty clear. Got a couple more bits left over, but it's getting there. So hopefully next week it will look a bit better. So one more thing we are doing. This is Barney's project car. It's going to be the first project we start running. That's the main thing I want to start doing is while he's training, he can start doing some of my projects. We need to get the Escort done. That's going to be done by the end of the month, but there's only a couple of little bits to do on that one. But this is an RS turbo converted of iron. I did show it on my channel a little while ago. It's a really good shell. Yeah, needs one arch doing on it, but apart from that, it's a clean old girl. You know, no rust down the in the battery tray or the fuse box area. They used to rot out. Batteries used to fall inside the car. But unfortunately, we have a hole in the block. So tomorrow, I think Barney's coming in and he's going to start stripping it out. So every Tuesday's video, at the end of it, for the last sort of 5-10 minutes, Barney's going to be doing his own little video on the projects he's doing. So he's going to get this in tomorrow, record it all up, and we'll get that sent out on Sundays. So give him a bit of love, see what you think of it, and yeah, if you do like it, obviously let him know. And yeah, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to build a 2 litre ZV8 on this. So as long as this head's okay, we've got a bottom end coming. So he's going to strip the manifolds off, strip the head off it, make sure that's okay. I mean, it's got to come out in one piece anyway, but because it's going to come apart, you might as well do it in 2 bits. So head off, manifolds off, turbo out, put the head to one side, make sure that's good, and then you can get the bottom end out. And yeah, hopefully you like that. So a little bit of variation. Obviously we've got a couple of characters now. There's me, there's Barney, a few projects, a bit of electrics, and obviously the work-life balance and the garage tours. So yeah, a few bits going on. Hope you don't mind it being a bit more, you know, different here, different there. But I can't keep just doing, I've got this car, we fix that, we've got that car, fix that. You know, we're trying to make it a bit more interesting. So yeah, see if you like it. Also on Sunday night, we've got the garage tour we've done with Barney Engines. Very interesting place down there. Do Cosworth engines, all that sort of stuff. Lovely place. That's out Sunday night. See if you like that. Yeah, if you can watch it, because they're not getting the most views on the garage tours. But yeah, if you can watch that, it will be a separate video on Sunday night. And yeah, so right, yeah, that's the end of the week. I'm going to take this Fabia home. That one. Barney's going to stop touching himself inappropriately. And yeah, hopefully next week that one should be done. Maybe get that one done. Oh, yeah, so that's the end of the week. Obviously, Barney's been in this week, tried a couple on his own. He's getting there. So yeah, show him some love on Tuesday night with his project. Watch out for Bear Engines one on Sunday night. And yeah, see what we can do. So I'll see you next week. Like, subscribe, do all that gear. And we'll see you on Sunday. Cheers!